Hi, it's Aero again, and I'm back with another video no one wanted. And my other excuse for why this audio is awful is because my nose is blocked. Yay me! Today I'm talking about story ideas that I have and using because I have way too many because of this bitch. This video is going to be split up into 3 categories. Category 1 is stories that I have and am using. Category 2 is story ideas that I might use. And Category 3 being stories that anyone can have, as again, I have too many. Most of the story concepts I have will have like magic and superpowers in them, as those are the stories I'm the most interested in. Also, like, life is just really boring sometimes. Also, just a heads up is that when I say stories, it could also mean magic systems, because I have a lot of ideas for them, but nowhere to put them. Now on to category 1. My first story doesn't have a title, which is probably going to be a big thing here, as I literally cannot come up with titles for anything that is my own. The story is a slice of life with the main character called Ariel, who goes to a talent school for creative arts to achieve her dream of being a singer. She is helped by her best friend Anthony, who wants to become an engineer, and Niagara, who wants to be an audio technician. During this story, Ariel will learn that some people will just try to drag her down, even though she's done nothing to them. It also makes her more sympathetic to the people around her, and that things are a lot different behind closed doors. Story number 2 is Baldwin and Rochelle. This is about an angel that goes to hell to see if stereotype of devils being evil is true. This is disproven by a devil called Baldwin. Now, Rochelle and Baldwin try to escape the guards to get to the portal which allows Rochelle to go home. This will teach Rochelle that not everything is nice and pleasant, and what it means to actually be selfless. Story 3 is Morgan and Meloette. This story also takes place in heaven and hell, with Morgan being blasted up to heaven. This is where he meets an angel, Meloette, who is very kind. Well, most of heaven is kind, but are cautious of him being there due to him being a literal devil. Despite this fact, Meloette and Morgan falls in love, and it's all pretty until Morgan's friends get held hostage by this gang, and now Morgan must leave his girlfriend and his new child. Life be hitting hard, man. Story 4, Holly's Feather. A little girl wanders around her mansion with a murderer on the loose. Yep, that's it. Story 5 is Shadows Before the Eclipse. A prince from a distant land comes to, I don't have a name for this place, to find people who have shadow powers to help him stop the eclipse. This leads him to befriend 2 siblings called Spencer and Seanie, and a lot more others that will help him stop this event. Story 6 is Paranormal Romance. In winter break, Adam comes home from college to find that he has a new neighbour called Dexter. They start to hang out with each other, then, oh no, Dexter is actually a vampire, but he doesn't drink blood or wants to kill anyone. This is basically a romance story, but instead of the vampire being brooding, mysterious and a bad boy, he's a cinnamon roll who just want to talk about action films all day. Also, Dexter's mum tries to eat Adam, so they're on the run and getting into shenanigans such as Dexter pretending to be the Pope. Computer science is boring. Now on to my biggest story, Concept 8, The Vax Story. Title is unknown so far, even though this is like one of my oldest ones. Vax are a humanoid species that are descendants of servants of gods, and through breeding with humans, many powers have mutated into new things. This story is still super confusing. There's gods, superpowers, immortal weed, and a lot of arseholes. So I'll probably just make another video about this one alone. Then there's my Warrior Cats rip-off, but with foxes. Cute ones though. Ewan is good boy. Now on category 2, stories that I might use. Concept 1. The story is about a kid whose parents were killed, then he was raised by his parents' killer. During school, Cody, the kid, becomes attached to his best friend, then starts to kill people that his BFF doesn't like, or people who bully his BFF. The story will have two perspectives, one of the BFF who's trying to find the person who's killing the people, and of Cody who's committing the murders. Concept 2. In a fantasy world, mages are banned and killed on sight. Lachlan's parents were killed in a house fire that was set alight by the villagers once they knew they were mages. After Lachlan fled the village to another, where he became well known. One day, he was playing in the woods where he saw a covered figure. This was the Dark Mage, who looked over Lachlan ever since. Different mages have different magical auras that can be shown when two mages places their palm together, causing their auras to take the form of colourful bubbles. The colour of the aura determines the power and the rarity of the magic. Yellow is the weakest and the most common. Blue is rarer and stronger than yellow. Green is rare in the country that they are in, but is the same as blue in different countries. Red is rare and powerful in most countries, and purple is the rarest and the most powerful. Power isn't only determined by the colour, but also the tint and saturation of it, with lighter tints being more weaker than darker tints, and the more saturated the aura is, the stronger they are. And quote-unquote black aura is only possessed by the Dark Mage. Mages can also be found out by their looks, as even though they look normal, they have some genetic impossibilities, such as Lachlan, who has blonde hair and brown eyes. Concept 3. In a world run by Neko-animal people, Aisha, a bear, is tasked by a black slime creature to find the demon that has been ravishing the world. Along the way she finds Quoa, a wolf, Nicole, a fox, Camilla, a leopard, and Thor, a snow owl. Now her and her friends must travel to the snowy plains to take down this demon. I hope you enjoyed my dramatic reading. It was awful, I know. Now, on to the last category, story ideas or magic systems that I don't plan on using. Concept 1. A world's magic comes from special orbs that are rare and is usually passed down noble families. The orbs came from this guy who wanted power, and the gods gave him the gift of immortality. Ungrateful with his power, the gods cursed him so that his children would always be more powerful than him. So, after a few years, he found a way to extract the powers of his offspring and store them in orbs of power. Concept 2. Kids' powers are dormant until they experience a life-changing event which activates their powers. When their powers are unlocked, an outburst of energy is exerted and monsters go after them. The powers change between person to person based on their personality and what would save them in that exact moment. Concept 3. Thieves and are given powers by their teacher. I can imagine this one being more episodic and character driven. Also, I can imagine the first scene taking place during a train heist. Concept 4. This guy wakes up in a cell with no memories at all. All of a sudden, he is thrown into this arena during a tournament. This tournament includes people trying to kill each other, and because he has no memories at all, he almost gets killed, yet he somehow ends up the victor of this round. After the round, someone takes him to the organiser of the tournament and the evil emperor of the land. That turns out to be his father. Let's just say this was very unexpected for him. And that is the video. Yes, finally! This video has took me around 2 weeks to make on and off, and that is very long for me. And this video is shorter than my last one, so less background noise for me, so that's great. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, like last video, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. I'll try and answer it without giving too many spoilers, as I am planning to make some of these stories into comics, or try to animate some of them, even though I haven't been animating lately. Now for the shameless plug, check me out on Instagram. Why? Because I need everyone's attention due to me being an attention whore. Can't hurt if it's true. Anyway, until next time, that will probably be a few months away as I cannot be bothered. Arrow out.